Used to fight with my brother all the time. It took it so far that I decided to become a Braves fan for a little bit because I knew it upset him.
I
And
can't I can't get on board with that as a Mets fan, but please continue.
Play ball!
Welcome to Ordinary Effort, where a bunch of random guys get some random baseball players and try not to biff the grid. I'm Mike here with my buddy Josh, and we're on Immaculate Grid 21. And Josh, we're coming off of an interesting grid.
Yeah, that's
So,
what happens when you get a Rookie of the Year column, and
and we're
then we
back
have
for
one again.
yeah, no. I almost want to I almost want to start with the teams. Like I
Yeah,
don't. I want to come to a soft landing after we inevitably,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
uh but there's a part of me that wants to start with a team. I'm gonna let you make the call where you want to start on this one.
Well, all right. There's a couple boxes. Yeah, good question, man. I don't know. Like, maybe we should knock out the Rookie of the Year. Something just feels bad about ending with that because I don't feel confident about a couple of these. But I will say there's two names I've got for Braves Rookie of the Year,
Okay.
really recent and then not so recent. So Michael Harris won Rookie
Oh,
of the Year actually.
okay.
Actually had him on my fantasy team, almost dropped him in the beginning of the year, stuck with him. He won Rookie of the Year. And then also, as I'm a Yankees fan, but used to fight with my brother all the time. It took it so far that I decided to become a Braves fan for a little bit because I knew it upset him.
I
And
can't get on board with that as a Mets fan, but please continue. Who is
but
it?
Rafael Furcal won the Rookie of the Year for
Oh,
the Braves. And I
that's it
think
for
that's
me.
better than Harris. I think people will remember Harris.
Yeah.
Um, a couple of those guys, the Braves teams, those years. All right,
Rafael
nice.
Furcal,
Kind of
6%.
remember the headshot too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it
I
was.
guess
It
that's
was
why he won.
after those '90s, like Yankees rivalries, but still in the heat of that. So, White Sox Rookie of the Year.
Okay, so White Sox Rookie of the Year, and I think we mentioned this last time. We have had a lot of people comment
Oh,
on a lot, largely on Instagram,
yeah.
and this is a repeat box. I think we had this. It was with Tom and Kyle. I want to say it was Grid 9, maybe,
Something
where
like
we put
that.
Jose Abreu,
Yeah,
and people flooded us with "Don't use Jose Abreu."
yeah,
So they
yeah.
did throw out a couple names. You said
Yes.
Guillen was the Ozzie Guillen was one of them, right?
I think Ozzy was one when we were reminiscing about the way people were upset we used Abreu, and I was upset too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
Ozzy Guillen's one for sure.
Well, that was the one where my soul left my body, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another one that somebody on Instagram mentioned, and we'll throw the graphic up there. But Ron Kittle.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be honest, I know nothing about him, but
Oh, I don't
it's
either.
cool when, if you don't follow us on Instagram, check it out. It's cool when you guys suggest names that we don't know about. Really love
Hmm.
that. I'm good with either of those, to be honest. Sometimes I feel like a guy, like for me, I know Ozzie obviously played, but my
Yep.
more recent memory is him managing, and I
Yep.
feel like so I blank on it. So I don't mind using either of those.
So yeah, and I do actually I did after we got the highest score, I looked at
Yeah.
Tommy Agee, former Met
Oh,
World Series champ in 1969, but he started with the White Sox and he also won a few
that's the
years
one that I
before
think.
they yeah.
That feels
Um
like a good one. Yeah.
but why don't we give a shout to the
Yeah. All
people
right.
who kind of tossed us you want to go Guillen or do you want to go Ron Kittle?
Maybe Kittle. And that's yeah, yeah.
Ron Kittle.
Okay.
12%.
I mean, that headshot, nice. That
Thanks for the
retro
suggestion.
Sox hat.
He
Yeah. Thanks for
he
for
looks
for dropping that. Yeah.
he looks stunned.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm stunned too, Ron.
Well,
Um,
it's gonna get worse. Uh Angels Rookie of
Speaking
the
of
Year.
stunned, I've got nothing, Mike. I don't even.
I mean, Mike Trout,
Yeah.
the basic
Yeah.
answer. I don't even know if he won, to be honest with
I
you.
don't either. I don't
Um,
either.
you also K-Rod when he came up, like I know that he was on that World Series team in '02, and he was like
Yeah.
really good right out of the gate, but I don't know if he had a good regular season or if it was more just like the playoff performance. After that, uh,
What about guys who like Nolan Ryan
he
started
started with the Mets.
Okay, okay. And then he played with the California Angels right before they were
Yeah, I mean, I think that
so
still
started
works
with the
here.
Mets. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but he started with the Mets for a few years. Um, Troy
Palmeiro did
Gl
not start with the Angels because he
Raphael.
played for the Angels at one point in his career, maybe at the end, or am I blanking on,
I
am I
don't
messing
remember
that
him.
up?
I don't
Okay, maybe
remember him
not.
playing for the Angels. Troy Gloss,
Yeah,
um, is David Eckstein.
Salmon.
Oh, Tim Salmon. What about
I
oh,
don't know
who's
if
that?
these guys.
Chuck. What about there's two Finleys, Chuck or Steve. One of the Finleys, at least, I think one of them played for the Padres, one of them played for the Angels,
A
and I
lot of
can't
these guys are
remember.
going to work for Angels All-Star, by the way, but I
Oh, that's
I
true.
don't know about Angels Rookie of the Year. I mean,
Do
yeah,
we do we do we put Mike Trout?
I'm not even sure he won it, but it's the
I
best
don't
guess I
either.
can make.
Imagine
So
imagine if we biff guessing Mike Trout for an
we've done this
award.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we gotta try it. Because I don't feel confident about the other ones. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Honestly,
63%.
I'll take it.
Fine.
Again, if you're an Angels fan,
Help
you
us out.
tell us who we should know.
Please.
All star. Hey, let's just stick with the Angels. We just named a bunch of guys we can
Hmm.
with Gloss, K Rod, Salmon.
You know who doesn't, I feel, get enough attention because of all those other guys? Garrett Anderson.
Mhm.
Garrett Anderson was very good, and I feel
Yeah.
like
You think he won?
he
You think he's on the All Star team or?
I think he had to have had at least one
Okay.
while he was
Yeah.
there. He was there a long time too. And then you also have Troy Percival
Just
was the
gonna say
closer
him too.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Oh, you know what? Reggie Jackson played for the Angels also.
Oh. Yep.
Hmm. But I don't know at what point in his career. I can't remember. I know it was
Yeah.
Yankees, Oakland. Hmm.
Corey
There's some
Hunter.
Torrey Hunter. Oh yeah. But so he started out in Minnesota and was there a
Yeah.
while.
So he might not have.
He was still good though, and
Right.
I know he went to Detroit and then he was with the Angels, and I don't remember the order again, but it was later in his career. He might have still been an all-star.
When did Andrelton Simmons play for the Angels? Is that much later in his career? Or,
It was towards the end of his career, and by
so maybe
then
not. Yeah.
he was defensively he was great, but
Yeah.
I don't think he would have made it. First, Garrett Anderson is just kind of sticking out. I
I'm
mean, he's
good with
still
it. I'm good with giving it a try. Yeah, I think if he made it, that's the most rare name out of this group. I think that people forget about.
I can't
Is
even
it?
spell it. Oh,
There
it's
we
one
go.
T. All right. 4%.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
good. I like that.
cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So
White
I was
Sox.
gonna say,
Oh,
I mean, there's some names here. Either of these White Sox boxes, I feel like a lot of people were gonna put Jose Abreu as Rookie of the Year, meaning
mhm.
they can't put him here. But I don't think we have to burn him here. Actually, there's probably other White Sox players we can think of.
Actually,
Um,
he works for this entire row because
exactly. Right.
yeah.
Exactly. But White
Hmm.
Sox all-star to zone in, I guess. Liam Hendricks. I feel like he would have made it, and sometimes like as relievers, I feel like they're not voted in by the fans.
Yeah. I mean, older guys, you also have like Robin Ventura. You
Yeah,
got Mark Burley, more in the middle more recently than Ventura. Um,
Todd Frazier had like a really good offensive year a couple times in his career to the point where like I was surprised. I just can't remember if one of them was on the White Sox.
I want to say it was Cincinnati
Okay, yeah,
because
you're
he
right.
started. Yeah,
It was the year he was in the home run derby, I think, actually.
yeah.
Mhm. You're
Uh,
right.
I think
I mean, we're skipping some obvious names, right? With like Frank Thomas, Tim Anderson, I think won one, right? Or it was in the All-Star team the year he won the batting title, likely. Maybe,
possibly, yeah.
maybe Grandal. I don't know.
I think I like Hendricks because he
Yeah,
was a few years ago, pre Tommy John, pre what
he
was it,
was,
lymphoma before like the cancer stuff that he had. Shout out to him for
yeah,
even coming back from that.
yeah,
But
incredible. Yeah.
he was like dominant.
I'll also
I
tell
feel
you, he was in the All-Star game the year they mic'd up players fairly recently. Did not, I don't think, realize he was mic'd up. Dropped a massive F-bomb on national
right.
TV.
Yeah, let's go with it then.
Yeah, let's go with him. Okay,
2%.
nice.
Gotta
Yeah,
love those relievers.
yeah,
All right,
nice.
Braves All-Star. Um,
All right.
this is I hated the Braves in the 90s, but there are a lot of good players.
You've
Terry Pendleton, our guy.
Terry Pendleton, yep.
The
You've also got like Galarraga, Andrew Jones, Javi
Andrew Jones.
Lopez.
I like using
Um,
Javi
Me
Lopez.
too.
He
Me
had that
too.
one year in like, I don't know, it was 2000, 2001, somewhere in the early 2000s where
He was
like he
really
put up
good.
crazy good numbers, like
Played
100
for
plus
Baltimore
RBIs.
too, I think.
But I know he had his best
Peak.
season, I'm
Yeah.
confident, was with the Braves.
I don't mind using Navi Lopez here. I think he goes a little bit like forgotten on those teams.
2%.
Nice. Nice.
Love it. All right.
This is tight. I mean, there's a
Hmm,
chance we could squeak out a Maddox depending how it goes, but 63 Mike Trout is just staring at me.
he's staring back. Yeah, he
Yeah,
we got to brush up on some Angel stuff.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
the Grid Classic,
we
top left
gotta just,
corner,
do we even have to
Braves,
say it? I mean,
Astros.
we're
My guy,
basically a Mark Melanson podcast
Mark
at this
Melan.
point. I mean,
If you don't know by now that I love using Mark Melanson on the grids, and by the way, Evan Gaddis would work here, so you
yeah,
don't have to use Mark Melanson.
yeah,
Use Mark Melanson. Oh,
yeah,
Dallas Keuchel too works
he
here.
does. Yeah, yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think Gaddis might be rare, to be honest with you,
then Mark Melanson,
I
nobody
mean,
remembers the teams that Mark
yeah, it's a
Melanson
good
played
point. It's a good
for.
point. I mean, I think at this point it's just like a pride thing to use Mark Melanson. Yeah,
High
what do I
five.
know? A hidden gem.
Mark, listen, if you ever see this, give us a shout. I mean, we love you for these grids.
Yeah,
You are a grid
love
legend.
love Mark
Um,
Melanson.
all right.
That's
White Sox,
amazing.
Astros.
So Jose Abreu, like we said,
Jose Abreu, yep.
that wasn't a trade. He was a free agent. So there's no one going. There's not like an obvious person back in that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a really obvious one, I think.
I just completely blanked on
What about Diekman?
Jake D.
Played
Definitely
for the
played for the
White
White
Sox for
Sox.
sure. I can't remember. The other one is Kenny Lofton. No, he did the Astros. I just don't know if the White Sox were one of his like, you know, dozen teams he played for a year. Um,
Hmm. I
that's no
don't
help because I'm
know.
not sure about those guys, but
Yeah. I mean, we could go Abreu here. Oh, Dallas Keuchel pitched for the White Sox.
oh
We could use him.
yeah, I think probably between Keuchel and Abreu, well, yeah, I could go back and forth because at that point that like I'm thinking Abreu is at least 50% on White Sox Rookie of the Year, which means those 50% of people
That
couldn't
they,
have used him for White
yeah.
Sox Astros, but I don't know, him or Keuchel, I would say. I'll
We've
let you
used
make the
both of them. We've
call.
used both of them before.
Yeah.
I feel
We
like,
used Keuchel when he was pretty rare on like the Twins, because it
yeah,
was just like people
it was
forgot.
Braves
Yeah.
Twins.
These
But
are
he
teams
won.
I feel like people remember he played for, but I mean, you can
Yeah.
say the same for Abreu. I don't know.
Yeah. He won the Cy Young for the Astros. So that, you know,
Yeah.
hmm.
Just a quick one to check here. Martin Maldonado never played for the White Sox, right? I
No,
throw
but
these guys out sometimes
he
and
did
like,
play for the Angels, and that was the guy I was
oh,
thinking
okay.
this is gonna destroy us in post-production, but let's go with
Just
Martin
pop him in
Maldonado.
there. Pop him in there. I mean, great defensive catcher.
8%.
Nice.
Oh,
Apparently
he's
he
in a White
did play
Sox
for the White
hat.
Sox.
Come on.
Oh, that's fine. I wouldn't have thought of anybody else. At least
No.
we have someone for this box. All right.
Okay. Well, where are we
I
going
don't
with
know,
this?
Mike. I mean, I think let's just flip the coin. I think maybe we go Keuchel. My gut says maybe Abreu is just like really calling for this box.
Dallas Keuchel, 11%.
Okay.
And
Hey,
that puts us over
yeah.
100,
I'm gonna say
110.
I bet Guillen is more. I mean, sorry, I bet Abreu is more.
Probably, I would feel comfortable saying that he probably was too.
Yeah. Hey, not bad that we got to study up on Rookie of the Year and
We
Angels.
really do. Again, flood us with comments of on what we did wrong
Yeah,
and
yeah,
help us out here. We do
yeah,
need to study. 110. So this is not a Maddox, but it's an ordinary effort. It's a good ordinary effort though.
yeah, yeah,
And any hidden gems?
yeah.
No. Oh,
Mark
one.
Melanson,
Mark,
man,
was
your
there really
guy,
any question that Mark
your
Melanson
guy.
was going to be a
Yeah,
hidden gem?
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
At Ordinary Effort on Instagram and TikTok. Keep watching. We're just going to keep doing what we do, which
yeah,
is kind of just be ordinary.
yeah. That's right. Thanks for watching.